How many times have you looked at someone successful and thought, I wish I could be like them? Maybe you've even asked yourself, what's stopping me? You dream of a better life, more freedom, more success, and more happiness, but somehow, it always feels like you're stuck. You're working hard, trying to get ahead, yet something always seems to hold you back. The truth is, there's a big gap between where you are now and where you want to be. And it's not because you're not trying hard enough. It's because you've been avoiding something very important. What if I told you that the secret to getting ahead isn't about working harder, waiting for the perfect moment, or hoping for luck? What if I told you that the answer is in one simple choice you need to make right now, the decision to sacrifice now so that you can celebrate later? This might sound tough, but it's the very thing holding you back from the life you've always wanted. Stay with me, because in the next few moments, I'm going to show you how that very sacrifice, the hard work, the discipline, and the choices you make today will lay the foundation for a future that's not just possible, but within your reach. So, if you're ready to take control and break free from the cycle that's keeping you stuck, keep listening. We all have dreams. Big dreams, aspirations that fuel our hearts and push us forward. We dream of success, freedom, financial security, or simply a life filled with happiness and purpose. But here's the thing about dreams, they are just that unless you act on them. Simply having a dream isn't enough to make it a reality. The road from where you are today to where you want to be is paved with action, discipline, and, perhaps most importantly, the right habits. It's easy to get lost in the desire for immediate gratification. So many people do it, they choose the easier path. The path that offers instant pleasure, even if it doesn't take them anywhere closer to their goals. You've probably been there yourself, the decision to sleep in just a little longer, to scroll mindlessly through social media, or to take that extra hour of rest instead of pushing yourself to work on your dreams. These little choices seem harmless in the moment. They feel good in the now, so why not indulge? But that's the problem. The real cost of these small, seemingly insignificant choices isn't felt immediately. It's felt months, even years down the road, when you look back and wonder why your life hasn't progressed the way you hoped. The truth is, every time you opt for comfort over discipline, you are creating a gap between where you are and where you want to be. That hour you spent watching TV instead of working on your goals? That extra day you spent procrastinating instead of taking action? It's not just a small moment, it's a piece of your future that you're letting slip by. You see, success doesn't come from those easy, comfortable choices. It comes from making the tough decisions. It comes from doing the hard work when no one is watching, pushing through discomfort even when every part of you wants to give up. But most people aren't willing to make those tough choices. They want what feels good in the moment, and because of that, they delay their future success. The problem with avoiding sacrifice is that it doesn't just delay success, it can actually derail it. Over time, the comfort you seek today becomes a habit. That habit, if left unchecked, leads to a life of stagnation. What you don't realize when you choose comfort over discipline is that you're training your mind and body to avoid growth. You're choosing short-term relief at the expense of long-term fulfillment. And that's the real danger. Without the willingness to make sacrifices today, your dreams remain forever out of reach. You'll end up in the same place, looking back with regret, wondering where all the time went, why you haven't achieved what you set out to do, and why your life feels like it's stuck in a never-ending loop. It's easy to make excuses when things get tough. We've all been there. It's tempting to take the easier route, to tell yourself that success will come one day. But here's the hard truth, that day will never come if you don't start today. Sacrifice isn't something that happens at some future point. Sacrifice is something you make every day, in small, consistent actions. And if you continue to avoid those sacrifices, you'll find yourself years down the road, having wasted countless opportunities. Your future won't wait for you. Time doesn't stop, and success doesn't come knocking at the door of those who haven't earned it. This is why the biggest problem people face when they aren't willing to sacrifice today is that they eventually reach a point where they realize that they've wasted too much time. That feeling of regret, of wishing they had made different choices, can be crushing. But the good news is, it's never too late to change. You have the power to start today, right now, to build the habits that will lead you to success. It all begins with choosing discomfort now to secure a better future. It's about waking up early, even when you'd rather sleep in. It's about staying focused on your goals, even when the world around you is filled with distractions. It's about making the hard choices, the ones that lead to growth, rather than the ones that keep you stuck in place. When you begin to follow the habit of sacrifice, you start to see the world differently. You stop seeing every challenge as something to avoid and instead view it as an opportunity for growth. You start prioritizing what truly matters, making decisions that will pay off in the long run, and refusing to let the easy choices take you off course. The real question is, are you ready to make those tough decisions? Are you ready to sacrifice today, so that your tomorrow is something you can be proud of? We all want success, don't we? We dream of achieving greatness, but here's something that we rarely hear in the world of motivation and self-help: success comes at a price. It's not just about the moments when you feel proud or when you get the rewards. The real price of success is paid in the silent, unseen sacrifices you make every single day. And here's the harsh reality: if you're not willing to pay the price, you won't get the reward. The truth is, many people don't understand what success actually requires. It's easy to look at someone who's made it and think that it's just luck, or that they somehow had an easier path. But what we often fail to realize is that they paid the price before anyone noticed. The long nights, the missed weekends, the failures they never talked about, those are the costs that come with achieving anything worthwhile. Success isn't a gift that's handed out, it's something that's earned through hard work, dedication, and a commitment to the long term. Many of us have been taught to think that success should come quickly, that it should feel effortless, but that's not the reality. In fact, most of the time, success is messy. It's filled with setbacks, moments of doubt, and a constant battle with your own willpower. You will face rejection. You will face failure. And in those moments, when it seems like nothing is working, the temptation to give up is real. But if you want to reach your potential, if you want to achieve the life you've been dreaming of, you must accept the truth: the price of success is pain. This isn't a popular idea, but it's a necessary one. In every success story, there's a story of sacrifice. Whether it's giving up nights out with friends, saying no to short-term pleasures, or making tough decisions that others won't make, the successful person is always the one who understands that you have to trade your present for your future. The fact is, every time you choose to stay focused, every time you choose to put in the work when others are resting, you are investing in your future. But that investment doesn't feel good in the moment. It's hard. It's uncomfortable. But it is the price you pay for success. And it's not just about working harder. It's about working smarter and staying disciplined. Every moment of discomfort, every moment of struggle, is a chance for growth. You see, the pain of discipline is far less than the pain of regret. What's worse, choosing discomfort now to avoid the regret of missed opportunities, or letting yourself stay comfortable and wishing you had done more, knowing you could have achieved greatness if you had just put in the effort? That's the price. The choice is yours, but one thing is clear: if you're not willing to make sacrifices today, you won't experience the success you're aiming for tomorrow. The price of success isn't just about time and effort, it's about your mindset. You need to change the way you think about the hard times, the challenges, and the sacrifices. Rather than seeing them as barriers, see them as the stepping stones to your success. Every time you face a challenge, you have an opportunity to rise above it. Every time you choose discipline over indulgence, you are one step closer to your dreams. But that's not easy. The path to success is never a straight line, it's filled with twists and turns, ups and downs. But those who endure, those who keep going when it's hard, are the ones who ultimately succeed. So let me ask you, are you ready to pay the price? Are you willing to endure the discomfort, the pain, the sacrifices that come with achieving something great? Because success won't just fall into your lap. It requires everything you've got. But here's the good news: if you're willing to pay that price, there's a reward waiting for you at the end. And that reward will be more than worth the struggle. The question is not whether success is worth it, it's whether you're willing to pay the price to earn it. There's something powerful about understanding that today's discomfort is tomorrow's reward. We live in a world that's obsessed with instant gratification, where the desire for quick rewards often leads us to make choices that ultimately hurt our long-term success. Whether it's choosing the easy way out in the moment or avoiding difficult tasks, we tend to think that the path of least resistance will get us to where we want to go. But here's the truth, short-term pain is the price for long-term gain. The world loves shortcuts. People want success fast, and they want it without putting in the work. But here's the reality, you can't cheat the process. If you're always looking for the quickest way to get ahead, you're likely to miss out on the bigger picture. The truth is, if you want to achieve anything meaningful, you have to be willing to experience discomfort in the short term. And when you embrace that discomfort, you're actually making an investment in your future. Think about it for a moment. When you exercise, you don't see the results right away. The first few days, the first few weeks, can be painful. Your muscles ache, your body feels tired, and you may even question if it's worth it. But those moments of pain are exactly what prepare you for the results that will come. The transformation, the strength, the fitness, all of that comes after you've pushed through the temporary discomfort. The short-term pain you endure now makes all the difference in the long run. And the same principle applies to every area of your life, whether it's building a business, achieving your academic goals, or improving your personal relationships. Many people avoid the pain because they fear it, but what they fail to realize is that pain is part of the process. If you want to grow, you have to face discomfort. Think about a seed, it's planted in the ground, buried beneath the dirt, and it has to push through that soil before it can grow into a beautiful plant. The seed experiences resistance. It goes through a kind of pain, but it's essential for its growth. Without that resistance, it would never break through the surface and blossom. It's the same with you. Without experiencing short-term discomfort, you will never break through to the next level of success. This concept is crucial to understand because many people give up too soon. They encounter a little bit of discomfort, they face challenges, and they think they've reached the end of the road. But the truth is, if you stop at the first sign of difficulty, you'll never know how much closer you were to breaking through. The reality is, success is often just beyond the point where most people quit. The difference between those who make it and those who don't is simple, the willingness to endure the short-term pain for the long-term reward. Think about your life for a second. What sacrifices could you be making today that would benefit you down the road? Are you willing to do the hard things now, knowing that the future version of yourself will thank you? The short-term sacrifices are not forever, they are temporary, and they're a small price to pay for what's to come. The rewards may not be immediate, but when you're able to look back and see how far you've come, you'll realize that the pain was worth it. Every time you choose to push through the discomfort, you're setting yourself up for the success that most people will never experience because they weren't willing to pay the price. So, I want you to ask yourself today, what short-term sacrifices am I avoiding because I'm afraid of the pain? Are you avoiding taking that first step towards your goals because you feared the discomfort it will bring? If so, remember this: every moment of pain you endure today is an investment in the life you want to create. It's a necessary part of your growth. The short-term struggle will one day lead you to long-term success. And when you look back, you'll see that every bit of discomfort was worth the transformation. If you're here, then it's likely that you have a vision for the life you want. We all do. Whether it's a successful career, financial freedom, health, or fulfilling relationships, we all have goals. But here's where many people go wrong: they wait for life to somehow unfold in the way they imagine it. They wait for the right opportunity, the perfect time, or for things to align perfectly. But the reality is, you cannot wait for your life to happen. You have to build the life you want, and you do that through the habits, actions, and decisions you make every single day. Think about it. No one wakes up one day and magically has everything they've ever wanted. Success doesn't appear out of thin air. It's the result of consistent effort, planning, and most importantly, intentional action. The life you want isn't something that will just show up if you wait for it long enough. You have to actively create it. And the key to that creation is found in the daily choices you make, the habits you form, and the actions you take that move you closer to your goals. This isn't about overnight transformation. It's about steady progress over time. Every little thing you do today adds up to something bigger tomorrow. Think about the way a house is built, brick by brick, stone by stone, layer by layer. It doesn't happen in a day, and it certainly doesn't happen by accident. It's a series of intentional decisions, a process that, when executed consistently, leads to the structure of your dreams. The same applies to your life. Every day, you lay a brick towards the kind of future you want. Every choice, whether big or small, contributes to the foundation of your success. Now, don't get me wrong. It's not always going to be easy. There will be days when you feel like you're getting nowhere. There will be times when you'll face setbacks, failures, and moments when the journey feels long and tough. But that's exactly when you need to keep building. That's when the true test of character comes into play. The difference between those who build the life they want and those who don't is their ability to keep moving forward, even when the road gets difficult. One of the most powerful things you can do for yourself is to start being intentional about the life you want to create. Ask yourself, what kind of person do I need to be to achieve my dreams? What habits do I need to adopt? What actions can I take today that will bring me closer to where I want to be? Your life is the sum of all the choices you make, and you have the power to make those choices intentionally. Building the life you want doesn't just happen by wishing for it. It happens when you wake up every day and commit to the hard work, the sacrifice, and the discipline necessary to make it a reality. The good news is that you don't need to make drastic changes all at once. It's the small steps, the consistent decisions, and the daily actions that add up over time to create the life you dream of. And the more you build, the more your vision becomes clear, and the more you'll see the fruits of your labor start to manifest. Here's the thing, you are the architect of your life. You are the one who decides what kind of life you're going to have. Every single day is a chance to take action, to make choices, and to move forward. You may not see the results immediately, but as you keep building, those small actions will compound and lead you to the success you desire. So ask yourself today, what kind of life am I building? What steps can I take to move closer to my goals? Because when you understand that you are in control of the process, you realize that you have the power to create the life you've always wanted. We often hear people say they want freedom. They want to be free from stress, from a boss, from financial worries, or from the confines of a rigid schedule. The idea of freedom sounds amazing. It promises independence, peace, and the ability to live life on your own terms. But here's the paradox. The true path to freedom is found through discipline. Now, I know what you're thinking. Discipline sounds like the opposite of freedom. We often associate it with rules, restrictions, and limitations. But the reality is, discipline is the very thing that sets you free. The more disciplined you are in your actions and decisions, the more freedom you will experience in every area of your life. Let's break this down a bit. When you're disciplined in your daily habits, whether it's managing your time, working towards your goals, or controlling your impulses, you are actively creating more time, more opportunities, and more control over your life. Discipline allows you to break free from the chaos of a reactive lifestyle and take charge of your future. Think about it, if you're always reacting to things, if you're constantly putting out fires, chasing after the next urgent task, or being controlled by distractions, then your life is anything but free. You're living in reaction mode, and you'll never truly get ahead. On the other hand, when you practice discipline, you are making intentional decisions to stay focused, to prioritize what matters, and to put in the work. It's the discipline of waking up early to work on your dreams before the world starts demanding your attention. It's the discipline of saying no to distractions and yes to the tasks that will get you closer to your goals. And here's the secret, every time you exercise discipline, you create more space for freedom in the future. Think about the financial aspect. If you want financial freedom, you need the discipline to save, invest, and live below your means. If you want the freedom of health, you need the discipline to eat right, exercise, and take care of your body. The freedom you crave doesn't come from avoiding responsibility, it comes from taking control and using discipline to create the life you want. The truth is, the more disciplined you are in the short term, the more freedom you will have in the long run. It's a simple equation, discipline today equals freedom tomorrow. It's not always easy. We live in a world full of distractions, easy ways to spend our time, indulgences that promise quick pleasure. It's tempting to slip into bad habits, to avoid the work, and to opt for comfort instead of discipline. But every time you choose discipline over ease, you are moving one step closer to the freedom you desire. Every time you make the tough decision to stick to your plan, to follow through on your commitments, and to stay true to your goals, you are carving out the space for freedom. It's not always fun in the moment, but it is always worth it. You see, freedom isn't just about the absence of restrictions, it's about having the power to choose what you want, when you want it. When you master discipline, you gain that power. You gain the freedom to decide your life, your future, and your destiny. It's the freedom to live on your own terms because you've earned it through the habits you've built and the sacrifices you've made. The more you give up today, the more you will receive in the future. So ask yourself, what areas of my life need more discipline? Where can I take more control? Where can I make a sacrifice now to create the freedom I desire in the future? It all starts with discipline. And when you embrace it, you'll realize that the true freedom you're seeking was always within your reach, it was just waiting for you to commit to it. We've talked a lot about sacrifice, discipline, and the hard work that goes into building the life you want. But there's something important to acknowledge in this journey: celebration. Too often, we get so caught up in the hustle, in the constant grind, that we forget to take a moment to appreciate how far we've come. Success isn't just about achieving a goal and moving on to the next one. It's about acknowledging and celebrating the progress you've made along the way. Success is a journey, not just a destination. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that happiness and fulfillment will come only when you reach the final goal. But that mindset can lead to burnout, stress, and disappointment. You see, if you don't celebrate your achievements, you're missing out on one of the most rewarding parts of the journey. The process of celebrating allows you to appreciate your hard work and acknowledge the steps you've taken toward your dreams. Think about it. You've worked so hard to get where you are today. You've faced challenges, made sacrifices, and put in the effort. Celebrating your success isn't just a way to pat yourself on the back, it's a way to honor the dedication, discipline, and resilience that got you here. It's a recognition of your commitment to your goals and the sacrifices you've made along the way. Celebrating gives you the chance to reflect on the journey, to see the progress, and to appreciate the effort that brought you this far. It reminds you that your hard work is worth it. Celebration also fuels motivation. When you take time to celebrate your wins, big or small, you're telling yourself that progress matters. You're reinforcing the idea that every step forward is important. And the best part? Those small victories build up, creating momentum that drives you forward. When you celebrate, you give yourself the emotional boost needed to keep going, to keep striving for bigger and better things. It's a powerful way to recharge your motivation and reframe your mindset. However, I want to make something clear: celebration doesn't mean resting on your laurels. It doesn't mean becoming complacent or thinking that you've reached the pinnacle and there's nothing left to achieve. It's simply a moment to pause, reflect, and give yourself credit for what you've done. Remember, the journey to success is long and requires continual growth. So celebrate, but also understand that celebration is not an endpoint, it's part of the process of moving forward. Celebration is also about gratitude. When you take the time to acknowledge your progress, you're taking a moment to thank yourself for your hard work, but also to show appreciation for the people who've supported you along the way. Maybe it's a mentor, a friend, or a family member who believed in you when you doubted yourself. Success is never achieved in isolation, there are always people who help you along the way. And taking the time to celebrate your wins is also a way to express gratitude to those who've been part of your journey. Finally, as you celebrate, don't forget to stay humble. Acknowledge how far you've come, but never forget that there's always more to learn, more to achieve, and more lives to impact. Success is not just about reaching the top, it's about who you become in the process and how you use your success to help others. So as you celebrate your victories, remember that your journey is not just for you. It's a way to inspire others to start their own journeys of growth and transformation. So let me ask you this: when was the last time you celebrated your success? It doesn't have to be a grand gesture. It could be something as simple as taking a moment to acknowledge how far you've come, or treating yourself to something you enjoy. The point is to recognize your growth, honor the hard work, and feel proud of what you've achieved. Because when you do, you not only feel good in the moment, but you also fuel the drive to keep pushing forward. As we come to the end of this conversation, I want to leave you with one powerful truth: you have the ability to shape your own destiny. Everything we've discussed today, the sacrifices, the discipline, the hard work, it all comes down to one simple fact: you have control over your life. The power to create the future you desire lies within you. And once you truly understand that, everything changes. You see, it's easy to look around and feel like you're stuck, like life is happening to you rather than for you. It's easy to think that success is something reserved for others, the lucky ones, the talented ones, the ones with special advantages. But here's the reality: success isn't reserved for a select few. It's available to everyone. What separates those who achieve their goals from those who don't is the mindset, the work, and the willingness to sacrifice today for a better tomorrow. You are capable of far more than you may even realize. Right now, within you, lies the potential to achieve anything you set your mind to. It might not be easy, and it might take longer than you expect, but the fact remains, you can build the life you want. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is not talent or luck, it's a refusal to quit, a commitment to consistency, and the belief that no matter how difficult the path may seem, you are capable of overcoming it. The journey to success is yours to walk. And while it will be filled with challenges, setbacks, and moments of doubt, it's also filled with endless possibilities. When you make the decision to take control, to commit to the process, and to persist through the struggles, you unlock doors that you never thought were possible. Success doesn't happen by accident. It's a series of choices, made day by day, that lead you to where you want to be. Remember, there will always be challenges. There will always be moments when you want to give up, when you question if it's worth it. But those are the moments that define you. Those are the moments that show your true character. When you keep going despite the obstacles, when you push through the tough times, that's when you begin to tap into your full potential. And when you do, there's no limit to what you can achieve. You have everything you need within you to create the life you've always dreamed of. It starts with a decision to commit to the process, to trust in your ability, and to stay focused on the long-term goals. Don't wait for someone else to give you permission to succeed. You are already equipped with the tools, the mindset, and the potential to achieve greatness. Now, it's time to take action. So I leave you with this challenge: believe in yourself. Make the commitment to take control of your life, to embrace the process of growth, and to stay disciplined in the pursuit of your dreams. The journey may be long, and the road may be tough, but I promise you that every step you take, every sacrifice you make, will be worth it in the end. You have the power to create the future you want. Now go out and build it. So, as we close today, I want you to remember one powerful truth: the life you want is not a distant dream. It's a decision waiting to be made. Every step you take today, whether big or small, lays the foundation for the success you desire. Yes, the path won't always be easy. Yes, there will be moments when you'll question your progress. But know this: your future self is watching, waiting, and cheering you on. The sacrifices you make now, the discipline you apply, and the actions you take are all investments in the life you're building. You hold the key to your own freedom and success. Don't wait for the perfect moment, start now. Each day, make choices that move you closer to your goals. Celebrate the small wins, stay committed to the process, and never lose sight of why you started. Because when you embrace the hard work today, you open the door to the life you've always dreamed of tomorrow. Now, I challenge you, take that first step. No more waiting. No more excuses. The future you've been imagining is waiting for you to show up, and it all begins with the decisions you make today. Go out there and build the life you've always dreamed of. The time is now.